We begin our report with footage released from the Pentagon Thursday involving Russia's encounter and later collision with an American drone. The video shows a Russian fighter jet intercepting and then clipping the drone. The unmanned U.S. aircraft crashed into the Black Sea Tuesday. Officials say the drone went down in waters southwest of Crimea. It's the first known direct contact between the Russian and American militaries since the war in Ukraine began last February. Ed O'Keefe has more.
The footage shows Russian jets making two passes from behind the drone, dousing it in a cloudy stream of fuel before one clips its propeller. Separate still images show what the drone's propeller looked like before and after, the damage forcing American operators to let it glide down into the Black Sea. The visual evidence appears to refute Russia's claims that neither of its jets hit the drone.
We felt that it was important to provide this imagery.
One U.S. official tells CBS News it was clear the Russian pilot meant to drench the drone in gasoline, but cut it too close. Nora spoke with the Navy's top officer for 60 Minutes this Sunday.
How often do these types of dangerous maneuvers happen with the Russian military?
We are operating in close proximity to the Russians fairly often, and the vast majority of those interactions are safe and they're professional. But what happened with that drone over the Black Sea was unsafe, and it was unprofessional, and it was in violation of international law.
CBS News has learned the Russian pilots weren't going rogue, but following orders from military leaders to harass the drone. Florida Republican Senator Marco Rubio today suggested giving the unmanned drones wingmen.
I think our response should be to fly more of these in that area and to potentially have them escorted by U.S. fighter jets who are manned and have the capability to respond.
But White House officials said that would bring great risk to American pilots and potentially escalate the crisis. Some of the drone wreckage found along the surface of the Black Sea was recovered today by Russian ships, but they've since left the area because it's within missile range of Ukrainian forces. And now CBS News has learned the U.S. is reassessing its drone operations over the Black Sea and questioning whether the intelligence collected is worth the potential risk of escalation. John?
So that sounds like they're perhaps backing off. Have there been other examples, Ed, of Russian aggression in this context?
Not necessarily in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, but today the head of U.S. Central Command was asked by senators about this, and he said that in the last 2 weeks, the U.S. has observed reckless, irresponsible Russian Air Force flights over American bases near Syria. Remember, both the U.S. and Russia maintain military operations there in the wake of the Syrian civil war. So that's a sign that, in fact, there's been an uptick, at least in another part of the world, where the U.S. and Russia closely do their thing, if you will, over the skies of a conflict.
And they had a scratchy situation many years ago about that conflict, so that's possibly also difficult. Ed, what do we make, if anything, of the fact we haven't heard from President Biden about this drone business?
Well, you know, both in this incident and then in the banking crisis this week, there have been a lot of questions about where is he and why isn't he saying more. Talked to White House officials about this today. And in essence, they say, look, we are trying to be very careful about when he says something about this for fear of escalating it or amplifying it beyond what it needs to be. Perhaps previous presidents would have been more public or said more about both the drone situation or the banking situation. But he kept to his schedule this week talking about guns and the price of prescription drugs. He'll meet with the Irish leader tomorrow. And they say if there is something significant to say about these two incidents, he will. Otherwise, keep him out of it for fear of escalating the situation with Russia when they want to be de-escalating it and not having any kind of confrontation like this over the Black Sea or anywhere else anytime soon.
During the crisis of 2008, George W. Bush used to worry about the fact that every time a president says that the financial system is sound, a lot of people hear exactly the opposite message. It can frighten them. So trying to maintain that same balance. Ed O'Keefe at the White House. Thank you so much, Ed.
Take care.